All I heard was I seriously, when I put my headphones on, I thought your mom was talking to you about girls. She's like, I thought she was like, now Jay, now listen. You're not Jewish, are you?
No.
But you're just from it just seemed like it because you're from Jersey and there's like a blend there, Jersey culture and Jewish mom culture.
Oh,
shit, I forgot.
I don't know.
It just sat with just the way you said it. Your mom was on the phone gossiping.
Yeah.
Was she telling the world how great her sons are? Oh, you brought my coffee. You're a fucking queen. Thank you. I was just like freaking out. Good morning, dude.
Good morning.
My name's Sevan, like the number 7.
All right. Nice to meet you.
I've been riding your brother's jock for a little while here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like bugging him. Like you gotta DM him like 5 times for every one that's on the show.
Yes.
4 texts and 5 DMs, and then he appears. Yes. It's like the special Nicky Rod. But he's cool about it. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't even care. Like just you just bug him enough and then he shows up. Are you tripping?
For what?
I don't know, anything. Is it like, are you like, God, I don't really want to do this podcast, but I feel like I should, and they told me I should do a podcast? No,
that's all cool. Yeah.
Okay. I want to show people who don't know. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but fuck it, who cares? Let's see. You go to share here, share screen, Chrome tab, JRod. Bam. Here we go. Okay. Your signal's great. Okay, watch this, people. Here we go. Not this guy. Not that other guy. It's coming up. Hang tight. There we go. That's you with the shirt on, right?
Yep.
Do you know right here? Do you know right now? Like, it's over for this dude.
No. I didn't know until the moment he tapped. No, I had no clue.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks horrible for him. And what's he feeling right here, Jay?
So right here, I didn't have the submission like fully locked up. So I had taken my other hand and like took my knuckles and put it in his throat to like help suffocate him, and that's what like ended up like helping me finish the submission.
Oh, and I saw in a training video, I saw Craig Jones do that to you.
Yeah.
You were on top of him, and he pushed you off of him.
Yes.
Using his fist very slowly and gently, but maybe not gently is not the right word.
Yeah.
And that's where you picked that up.
Yes. Fucking Craig did.
Wow. And that's legit?
I mean, it's like it helps finish submissions if it's like a submission like that. Like the choke wasn't fully on, but with the extra help of my knuckles, that's what like really like makes him suffocate.
Without that, how is that move supposed to stop him? Is it supposed to be his own arm pushing into him? Or
so
how's that move supposed to stop him?
The buggy choke is like you're basically the side of your body. His head and his arm goes in between your like right by your lat, and you underhook your leg and like lock your hands and lock your feet.
Yep, I can see it here.
Yeah,
I can imagine at least the backside.
Yeah, so it usually comes on fast if it's locked up like fully, but he was able to like finagle his way out, so it wasn't fully like tight. So I wasn't going to get the finish without the knuckles.
Which part of your body would have, if it was in tight and it was in deep and perfect, which part of your body would have choked him out?
So
your lat?
Basically my lat, yeah.
So his throat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And would his arm still be right where it is?
Yeah, his arm and his head would just be a little bit deeper in, like more into my side.
Okay. But there's nothing for him to complain about. He can't be over there being like, "Hey, he put his
No.
fist in my throat."
No, that's legal. Yeah.
Legal. God, so cool. And that's your 7th match?
Yeah, that was the finals.
Wow. And do you know that kid right there?
The kid I went against?
Yeah, right there. The dude with his shirt off. Do you know him?
I've seen him on Who's Number One before, but I don't like know him personally, or I've never seen him compete before that or anything.
And then Craig Jones runs out here and gives you your purple belt.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It's a little overwhelming, right?
Yeah, it was. I didn't even know how to interpret getting the belt, but at the time. But yeah, the win was fucking crazy. To win like that in the finals is like ridiculous. A lot of people like say that move, the buggy choke, is like stupid and like bullshit. Even Craig and I say it, but it works sometimes.
Does he know? How does Craig know to have a purple belt there? Does he just travel with a suitcase of belts?
I think Nicky Ryan had told the guys like, oh, if I win, bring like a purple belt in case I win.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Also, my teammate Damien had also gotten his belt, so they probably said the same thing for him.
And did he win also? He qualified?
He didn't qualify, but he took 3rd. He got his belt on the podium.
The dudes who've qualified, so ADCC is Abu Dhabi something championship, championship,
something like that. I have no clue, honestly. No clue.
I just go on floor and mash people.
Yes.
I don't know letters. So the people who've qualified from your camp, the B team are Nicky Ryan, your brother Nicky Rod, Ethan Crowdstein. Am I saying his name right?
Krelestein, I think it's pronounced.
Krelestein?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
He's from
it's a nice
Canada,
Jewish name.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Good Jewish boy. JRod, that's you, J. Rodriguez, and Craig Jones. You guys have all qualified.
Yep.
And where did your brother qualify at?
Well, Nick placed in the last Worlds.
Right.
He back in 2019 he won the West Coast Trials, the same trials I won this year. And then he went on to the World Tournament and placed. He took 2nd. So I think because he took 2nd, he got an automatic invite, so he doesn't have to do any of the trials.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is when you automatically qualify like that? So does that mean next year you'll automatically qualify?
I would have
2 years?
I would have to do really good at this tournament, the World Tournament in September, in order to get invited. I would have to place for beat some really good people,
Okay. How old are you?
20.
And how old's your brother?
Nick is 25.
And are there any other Rodriguez children?
Yeah, we have a younger sister. She's 15.
Does she wrestle?
She wrestles here and there, but it's more just like a hobby kind of thing. She just does it for fun and stay in shape and stuff.
I had a Olympian on a couple days ago. David Taylor.
Oh my God.
He won the gold in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And his current wife, he wrestled her when they were 10 years old.
That's
at a tournament.
crazy.
At a tournament, yeah. And he said he was terrified because he was didn't want to get beat by a girl. And then 10 years later, he saw her on Facebook and he asked her out, and they're married and they have 2 kids now. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
awesome.
Did you ever wrestle any girls growing up?
Actually, no. I've never wrestled a girl. In practice, I've gone against a girl, whatever, but never in competition, never in high school or anything like that.
Is it weird going against the girl? Like there's less places you like my kids do jujitsu and I'm like, it's always like, oh, the teacher always be like, put your hands on their chest. And I'm like, well, I guess it's okay when you're 5.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always kind of awkward because you don't want to like
creep them out
like
at all.
Yeah. You don't want to creep
Yeah.
them out. You don't want to like hurt their feelings too bad. Because I don't want to like tone it down a bit to like go against a girl. Like I feel like I should treat her equally, but at the same time, I don't want to like, you know.
I was just thinking it's such an intimate sport. It's so crazy. Like some of those videos you guys have on the on your website, on the B team website, you guys show just a lot of just like one-on-one, just guys rolling and just kind of being patient with each other and working. And it's like I mean, your body, like I'm not that intimate with my wife. I mean, you are like pressed up against someone. Now that I think about it too, the women that I see training at not the little kids, but the women that I see training at the academy that my kids go to, I'll usually see them training with the same men over and over. It's probably like men that they feel comfortable with, men who aren't like creeping on them and shit. And it seems like most of the girls are really attractive too. There's not like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess maybe just because they're healthy, fit girls.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's it varies. Also, just like let them roll with who they want to roll with. Some people in general, some people like don't feel safe rolling with some people. Like, oh, this guy might like try to hurt me or whatever. So go roll with who you feel like safer with. You know, you don't want to be like overly cautious of like if I get an armbar, like if Craig armbars me, and I'm gonna like take an extra like 10 seconds to try to escape. Like I know he has my arm fully extended. I know he could break my arm in a second, but I feel comfortable with him. You know, he's a safe person to roll with. He's not just gonna rip my arm. He's gonna let me try to escape and stuff like that. So
there's trust there.
Yes. That's there's a lot of trust in B team in general.
Is that unspoken? Or like you learn that through having those moments with those guys, or do they tell you ahead of class, okay, jackasses, no one hyperextend someone's arm?
Yeah, I mean, like some classes, like when we first started training at B team, and they started doing the classes stuff, there's like certain rules at B team, just so no one gets hurt. There's a lot of common common moves that people try to do that could lead to injury. So like something like a scissor sweep, it's not really allowed at B team because there's like you're dropping your entire body on their knee, and if you do it wrong, there could be like serious injury. So
if you're going to practice that with someone, it's just you and the other person will go off to the side and be like, okay, hey, we're going to practice this just intelligently.
Yes.
Because it still has to be practiced, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you plan on putting it, using it in your arsenal, then definitely. But it's more of what you and your partner are comfortable with.
You're in Jersey right now?
Yeah.
But home for you is Austin. You're there.
Yeah.
And do you live with your brother?
Yeah, so I live with Nick. Right now I'm just like at my parents' house.
Because just visiting, vacation, or spring break, or
just visiting family, seeing my family and my girlfriend.
Oh, you got one of those too.
Yeah.
Holy cow. What does she think about all of a sudden? Well, let me go back a second. We'll come to her. I gotta get it right. Her a girlfriend, and I want to talk about the purple belt too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a blue belt before you're a purple belt?
Yeah.
And how long did you have your blue belt?
I had my blue belt. God, I don't know. Less than a year, like.
So you got it there at the B team?
No, I had gotten it when I was training here in Jersey. Okay. I had moved to Texas and started training maybe like 6 or 7 months ago with B team, but maybe like a year before that, I started training Jiu-Jitsu, and maybe 2 or 3 months into training, I had gotten my blue belt.
How do adults go? They go white?
White, blue, purple, brown, and then black.
Okay, you guys, my kids, I think there's like 2 whites, 3 gray, then there's a yellow, then there's a green, and
that's confusing.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
of shit. But I guess they kind of do that just to keep the kids like
Organized.
engaged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or else your kid wouldn't get a belt for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And at least now they can get like a new belt every year or so.
Yeah.
So tell me about growing up. What sports? What were the first athletic sports things you did?
So I think I was really, really young. I think one of the first few sports I did was football. I did it for like a year or two. I was really, really young though. And
Like
then
flag football or
yeah,
even
like
pop?
yeah, I think like flag. I honestly have no clue. It's been so long. But I did like a year or two of that. I didn't really like it. And then Nick started doing wrestling for like a year or two before that. So I saw him wrestling, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool. I'll do it." Um, and then I was probably like 5, 6 years old when I started, or maybe like 7 or 8 years old when I started doing wrestling, like for the high school or for the kids in middle school and stuff like that.
And did you do it because your brother did it?
I did it because I saw him doing it and he liked it and I wanted to try it, so why not?
And 5 years is too old for you to have any like with him, right?
No.
If you're 7 and he's 12, he's just mashing you.
Yeah, so he was like, yeah, I didn't start training like with them until Nick was like a junior or senior in high school and I was in middle school. And by the time I was in middle school, I started going to clubs and stuff, and I was just like significantly better than all the kids at like my high school. So I started training with the high schoolers. Yeah, so that was like when we started like training together.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so sort of the same pedigree your brother. You really enjoyed wrestling and you had a good wrestling background.
Yeah.
That footage of your I had never seen it before. Last night when I was digging through YouTube looking for videos of you, I saw that footage of your brother wrestling. It was in 2021. The black dude who was an Olympic medalist.
Oh,
Man, he was good.
Jaden Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an
Wow.
animal.
Wow. Yeah, a giant like butterfly, like
Yes.
huge and so fast and light.
Yes. He's like, it was flowing like water. I remember watching that roll in person. It was like, he was so smooth, very smooth.
Anyone who hasn't seen that video, or if you have no interest in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, you should see that. It's two really big guys coming together. Tell me his name again.
Jaden Cox.
Okay, I thought he had a French name, Jaden Cox. Jaden Cox and JRod, and it'll pop up, and it's pretty cool. So then you start doing wrestling, and then eventually you become a wrestling coach.
No.
Okay.
I was wrestling. I wrestled middle school, and then I wrestled high school, and then right after high school season had ended, I planned on going to Jujitsu because by that time Nick was like a year or so in Jujitsu, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with like college or like the rest of my life really. And I saw Nick was like blowing up in Jujitsu, and I was like, I'm a good wrestler. Why can't I do that? So the plan was right after the wrestling season ended. It had COVID had happened, like the pandemic. So there was, we had to stay. All the gyms closed and stuff, so I couldn't train. And then while that had happened, I got a job with my dad. I saved up some money and stuff. And a few months after that, I started like training full time jiu-jitsu.
How long did you take off between? Did you get fat?
I didn't get fat, but my cheeks were a little bit thicker,
What did you do to stay in shape during that time? You must have you needed something, didn't you?
I didn't train at all.
Not even gym rat shit? Not even like
No.
assault bike or bench press? Nothing.
No. I mean, like I would like probably lift here and there, but it was just like my dad works so much. He's crazy. Like we would.
What's the job? What's your dad do?
So he works at a warehouse. And now he's like, he like runs a warehouse basically, but he will like, the job is like at like say it's like 8 in the morning, like the job starts at 8. Everyone gets there at 8. He's there by 6, and it's like 2 hours away. So we're up at 4, driving 2 hours. We get there at 6. He's doing extra work, and then on top of that, we leave at the same time as everyone else, maybe an hour later than everyone else. So we're doing like 3 or more hours than everyone else, and I'm just like, it's crazy how much my dad works. He's insane.
And then you get home and you're exhausted.
I was dead. We get home and he wants to do like other stuff. I'm like, dude, I need sleep. I need to sleep.
Old man. So and then at some point you're like, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna save money, and I'm gonna somehow make the leap, get a bus ticket, and make the leap to Austin.
Yeah. So
is he egging you on? Is Nikki egging you on? Like, yo, dude, you got to come out here, or is he kind of like take it or leave it?
Yeah. So he like when he got there, he wasn't telling me like before he had moved, but when he moved, like a week or so into when he moved, he was like, dude, you have to come here. Like he really wanted me to come. So
for him or for you or for both, is he like missing his family and missing his brother, or is he like, dude, I love my brother and there's great opportunity, he's got to get on this bandwagon too?
I think it was mainly the opportunity thing, because training is so good out there, but also, you know, family. He misses his family. We all miss our family when we're in Texas. So
yeah. I thought I heard somewhere you were a wrestling coach. You never taught at the high school or the junior high?
No, I mean, I taught like when at Studio 84, which was when I first started training. That was like the first place I trained at in Jersey.
That's in where in Jersey?
It was in North Jersey, or
okay.
I guess like Central Jersey, but it's closed now.
Okay.
But I had taught like a few classes, or like wrestling classes here and there.
And did you like teaching?
It was all right. It was like my first time ever teaching, so I was kind of like nervous and like didn't know how to slow things down. But I think actually being in Texas and like watching the guys teach and like just learning from them in general is like a good influence, because they take things slow and like explaining things to people like they've never heard of is like a good way to go about it, because there's a lot of details people can miss, and just going slower in general helps a lot. And I'm trying to like replicate that in my teaching.
Yesterday I saw a video I hadn't seen of your brother before also, where he was talking about his training and basically saying that he does that. It seems like he really like will just sit down with another guy on the mat and they'll just work on one really specific thing at a time.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff in jiu-jitsu that can be easily overlooked, especially like as a wrestler. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna like work this guy, like beat him up and then take him down, whatever. But there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into it, honestly, and it's crazy to think about when you like. There's so much stuff that I've never realized that I see now that I'm with, like, you know, the people I'm with, Craig Jones, Nicky Ryan. Like, these guys have so much technique, and I have no clue what's going on. And they're just like levels above everyone else, and that's where I'm trying to be.
Can you give me an example? Is it like if you're dealing with the arm and how the wrist is going, or is it like which toe you grab when you grab the foot, or is it?
Yeah. So like a difference from like, so say I'm on someone's back, right? And you're hand fighting and I'm trying to get to their neck. One thing, like the way you grab where you grab someone's hand. So say my left hand is like trying to defend and they're on my back. Right. If they take their hand and grab here on my wrist, it's a little bit easier for me to push out. But if they're grabbing here, it's much harder for some reason. You have much more control here. It's like the longest end of the lever is easier to control compared to this. Yeah. So little things like that all over in every position. And I'm just trying to like take everything in, you know?
Is it hard not to overtrain there?
I'm
Just because you're so excited?
yeah. So like
Like when you spend too much time with the girlfriend. Like you
yeah.
leave her house and you call her right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's kind of, yeah, it kind of is. We try to do like like always one session a day, sometimes two, if not two, maybe we'll lift or something. But there's like three classes, and like for example, I had one day I had gone to I went to an 8 a.m. class, and then JRod had gone to the noon class, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym while he's at the noon class. And then after I was done at the gym, they're still training. I come back and I see them all training. I'm like, damn, I really want to train. Like all these guys are having fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of difficult.
And do you guys police each other? Or I guess especially you. Do you feel like your brother looks out for you more than the other guys? Like he's like, hey dude, hey dude.
No, I mean it's all kind of equal, you know.
I mean, you in that tournament that we saw, the ADCC Trials, you went at 88 kilograms. How many pounds
Yeah.
is that?
I think 88 is like 190 or 195, something like
Damn.
that.
So you're big.
I'm not that big. I weighed in at like, it went like 83, 82 kilograms. So I was really light for the weight class. Like most people cut weight. So
Right.
a lot of the people I was fighting, they were like 200 plus pounds, and I walk around like 180, 185. So I was already giving up like maybe 10 pounds.
Why
Like
not go down a weight class? Too low?
77 was 169, and I didn't feel like cutting the extra 10 pounds. I've cut weight all my life. I'm just like kind of tired of it. And also 77 was stacked. Like all the weight classes are stacked. There's like over 200 people in every weight class. It's there's going to be some really difficult matches either way. But 77 had people like Andrew Tackett, or not Andrew, William Tackett won at 77. There's Andy Varelli. There's so many people. PJ Barch. There's so many like studs at 77, and 66 as well. Like Keith Korian, Damian Anderson. Like there's so many good people. Especially the lighter you go, you have to be more technical. And I thought the way my style is, like wrestling wise and stuff, I thought I would be better at 88.
And in the trials, are you only separated by weight? Like, so there's white belts, black belts, just everyone's in there.
Yeah, so there is no belt like separation thing. It's only weight classes, which is great. You know, there's IBJJF is like, oh, blue belt worlds, purple belt worlds. It's but like then you see the people like me, I'm a blue belt beating black belts. So it's like, does it really matter? It really doesn't matter.
What's the argument to that? Like to someone, like if I wanted to fight with you, what would I say to you? Be like, no, of course they matter, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's the argument?
I mean, the only, to me, right? To me, it's like, the belt is only, the only thing the belt means is how long you've been how long you've been training jiu-jitsu.
So
like,
if you see a black belt, you know he's like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, he's bound to have like 10 or so years in jiu-jitsu. You see a blue belt, is like, okay, this guy's new to jiu-jitsu, but a blue belt can still fuck you up. So
Right.
It really doesn't matter. Like I'm a blue belt technically I'm a purple belt, but I have grappling experience like all my life. I've wrestled, but at the same time, it's not like there's so many high level wrestlers that don't that can't transition into jiu-jitsu like me and my brother have. Like
They cannot.
they can't. Like it's, I don't know what it is. We're like they just like they're might be better wrestlers than us. You know what I mean? Like I think Pat Downey was at the last trials, and he got subbed or something. Like there's so many good like really talented wrestlers that can transition into jujitsu like we have.
Pat Downey, American submission grappler, freestyle wrestler, professional mixed martial arts. Oh, is he trying to go into MMA?
I think he is, but I honestly have no clue. I think JRod will know more.
And he's the 2019 Pan American Games medalist, 2019 U.S. Open National. So this was the largest ADCC trial in the history of the competition. The ADCC is that the guy who wins that amongst jiu-jitsu practitioners considered the best guy in the world? Is there more difficult competition?
The world's is, but
It
not
is.
the trials. Like the trials is the biggest trials ever. So this trials is worth more than all the other trials, I would say. But in comparison to the world tournament, it's still like you still have so many more like really good athletes to fight. So
And who puts on the worlds? That's the IB, the other one you mentioned?
there's a few different worlds. So we have the ADCC World Championship that's the one in September that I won the trials to go into.
Yeah. Would you consider that what happens in Abu Dhabi the pinnacle of the sport?
Yes. That's like
so you just won the trial as a blue belt, and the only way to win the trial is to go undefeated.
Yeah.
Only one guy goes.
Only
Per
first
class.
place goes. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
And how many trials are there?
I don't know. So there's two in North America, but there's like Asian trials. There's like a bunch of different trials. So
how many dudes will be in your weight class when you get to Abu Dhabi?
16.
Okay, so there's got to be 16 trials. Oh no, because some people get invited back.
Yeah, some people get invited, so I'm not entirely sure.
So it's just Savage Central. That tournament is just like
top 16 grapplers in the world.
Yeah, wow.
It's crazy.
Will there be dudes from the UFC there?
I'm sure there's going to be I'm sure there's going to be people like celebrities and people from the UFC like spectating, but there might be like some guys from the UFC might get invited.
Like I keep seeing Phil Rowe doing a lot of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Or your brother went against that undefeated heavyweight Bellator guy. I had him on the show, Stephen Mowry. That's a big dude.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, that's a legit fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. And so when I watch some reports, they say you submitted all 7 guys, and other reports say you submitted 6 guys. Which one is the one in question? Not that it really matters, but I'm just curious for my own curiosity.
I had 7 matches and I had 7 submissions.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not one of them that's being contested, like, oh, he didn't really submit the guy? No.
No. I had 6 rear naked chokes, and then the final one was a buggy choke.
How many weight classes were there? Do you know?
66, 77, 88, under 99. There's 5 men's, and then 2 women's.
2 women.
Yeah.
And do you know if anyone else had? And do all of them have 7 matches, or some have more? Some have 6, some have 8.
Some I had to buy my first round, so some people have 7, some people have 8. But at the same time, like I had my weight class was pretty much full, so 8. The tournament, the amount of people that can go into your bracket is 256, right? So, some of the brackets weren't as big. So, like some of the women's weight classes, weren't like full. They didn't have the full 256. So some girls maybe had like 5 or 6 matches rather than having 7 or 8.
Did anyone else in any of the weight classes, men or women, go 7 for 7?
No. Yeah,
dude,
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, how nervous are you going into the final match? Is it the most nervous out of all the previous 6?
Oh, no, I was not nervous at all.
No.
I was really not really nervous, but I was nervous the first match I had, and then
makes sense.
And then after the first match, I was like, okay, we're good, we're chilling. I just made sure I had like the same warm up, same everything, and I just continued that same process throughout the entire tournament.
Does your brother or Craig or anyone say anything to you right before you go on? Like, does your brother say, "Hey, dude, don't be a fucking pussy," or "Hey, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't," or "Hey, don't worry, just do your best," or any?
No, they just let me do my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one gives anyone like a. How about any more technical stuff than that? Maybe not some emotional stuff. Do they say, "Hey, dude, don't forget you have the best armbar in the game"? Or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So if they know what my opponent's gonna do, they'll be like, "Oh, watch out for his this, whatever. Watch out for his close guard. Watch out for his, his back takes or whatever." So they would give me advice like that, like little like tips. But other than that, no, there's nothing else.
yeah. Did any of those seven you feel just completely dominant, like almost like you couldn't even believe that, like kind of out of body experience style, like where you were like witnessing yourself just put on a master's class?
Yeah, the first match was like really easy, but it was against like a nobody. So it was like it was probably like a minute total, and I had gotten that rear naked choke in like a minute. So that was really like easy. That was dominant. But all the other ones were tough. The people in the tournament they're not going to like go down without a fight. I would say even in some of the matches, like some of the guys had like an upper hand. Not that they had points on me or anything, but they were maybe controlling the hand fighting a little bit better or just like being a little bit more aggressive. So I know how to like kick it up a notch at the end. And I did.
And when you say kick it up, if someone is winning the hand fighting, then what do you, or if someone is winning in a domain and you have to beat them in another domain, what are they? You have to be faster. You have to be more relentless. You have to flow better. Like,
so I always try to win the hand fighting, and I always try to have similar energy to my opponent. So like if they're going like 50%, I try to go like 50 or 60%. Like I always want to be doing a little bit more than my opponent. But if they're like controlling more, then I would try to like start more scrambles, like start more like get into more shots and stuff like that. So there's always more you can do. Some people just get too tired for it. You saw that, like it's only a 6-minute match, which there's not a lot of like. It's so hard to submit someone that doesn't want to get submitted in 6 minutes. People can just run away for 6 minutes. So yeah, 6 minutes is not a long time, but forcing like scrambles and stuff like that to happen really help like get to better positions.
so you're kind of thankful for your opponents. They wanted to fucking engage.
Yeah, a lot of the guys were like in my semifinals match, the guy was like super crisp. I think his last name was. He was like super durable, and he's just like coming really hard forward, and literally like just marching forward and like slapping my head like really hard college highs. And I used that like against him. Like as you saw in one of the videos, I hit a duck under. So he's coming forward.
Yeah, that duck under was amazing. That's your wrestling pedigree, right?
Yeah,
that duck under was nuts. I didn't even know what to call it until you just said it, and you looked straight up. I paused it right there. I was like, "Holy shit, this is like a poster for a wrestling movie."
Yeah, that's one of the details though. Keeping the head up. So the moment I get my head, I get my head past his arm, I look straight up, so I can take his back easier, and so he doesn't reach back and try to like get like a grip to turn like to face me. I look up and then turn the corner as fast as possible.
Yeah, you looked ferocious in that one.
Thank you.
You give the you give the Rotolo brothers credit in one of the videos.
Oh yeah.
Is that normal to give like sometimes I'll do a podcast and I'll start the podcast being with like, yeah, I watch this other dude's podcast and I'm just going to basically steal everything he did. And people are like, why do you say that? I'm like, cause it's the fucking truth. Is it normal for you? Is it normal for guys to admit that? Like, hey, you study these other guys and try to learn from them?
I think if you're comfortable with yourself, then it's normal. You know what I mean? I don't really care about, telling the world who I've been studying and stuff like that. It's not like I'm studying like them per se, but I've studied their move. Like you see them hit it in competition all the time. Like, okay, I want to learn this move from them. So you like go like search up them doing it and like just watch it over and over again and try to get every little detail that they're doing.
Do jiu-jitsu practitioners ever like have an iPad or their phone on the mat and two dudes will be out there and you'll play something, like you'll go to an old video and be like, hey, let's try to do that?
Yeah, so if we'll do something like that after class or something like that. So we'll have like at B Team, they'll have the class, then we'll go live, and then after we'll be like, oh, let's go over this. We saw this in a video. And we'll screen record the video, and then we'll watch it a few times. We'll try to hit it, and then we'll go over it, like drag our finger to see like every little detail, like where this guy's hand is, where his foot is, and try to replicate it as closely as possible. So, like JRod and I will do that a lot of times. Like, if we see something cool, we're like, wow, we have to learn that. Like this.
Here's a move that you guys still haven't perfected, but I think that there's time for you guys. Oh yes. Shit! You did perfect it. Oh shit!
Yes.
I saw the other video where you guys didn't perfect it. Oh shit!
Yep. We didn't go as low as I would have liked, but Nick is a heavy man.
Hey, is it? It's interesting talking to your brother. I don't think I've ever like cracked him. You know, like I can get at it with some people. There's a kind of a reservedness to him, or like maybe some parts that are guarded. Sometimes we get at it. We had fun. Like one time I brought a really fucking super hot, amazing CrossFit girl on with him at the same time, and I kind of saw your brother just kind of like be a little more gentlemanly. You know?
Yeah.
Her name is Danielle Brandon, but Is it fun there? Like, is there a lot of like goofing off? Like, not goofing off's not the right word. But is it familial? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like someone will like bring a dildo and stick it in your locker. Like, I mean, is there like funny stuff?
Yeah.
Like, you guys mess with each
other. Yeah, of course. There's always like, especially having Craig around, like there's always like banter and stuff like that. Everyone's always talking shit on each other, but it's like it's in a healthy way. Like it's not like toxic. It's very it loosens everyone up. Like it's very fun. It's a nice environment, I would say.
Do you know who the island boys are?
Yeah.
They have the funny hair and they're covered in tattoos.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So last night Last night, I was watching on YouTube, and YouTube suggested for me they were on a podcast with. They were sitting down with Logan Paul. You know who that is, right? The guy who fought Mayweather. Okay, I never know who knows him because like my generation doesn't really know him. But
yeah.
Okay, so they're sitting on the couch. Have you seen this video?
I've seen some clips from that podcast that they have, but
with those two guys.
Yeah.
So. There's they're talking and Logan's like pretty like, you know, cocksure. It's his show. And then there's a guy to right to him who's kind of like an antagonist. He wears a hat.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy who looks like me. He's like a young version of me, like an Armenian guy.
Yeah.
Like a little chubbier version, like a chubby version of me, like young chubby version of me.
Yeah.
And they're all talking, and that guy, those two boys are being serious, like they're trying to have a serious discussion. But then the other guy says something to kind of offend them. That's not even offensive. He's like, hey, you could always like take all that jewelry and buy real estate, and then in case you ever go broke and you wouldn't have to work the rest of your life. Yeah. And to me, it just sounds like sound advice. But those guys take it so seriously.
Yeah.
And then I feel sorry for them. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, oh, you didn't have to take that so seriously. Like it kind of makes you look weak.
Yeah.
Is there that in the B team too?
Yeah.
Like,
so
you can't, you better not show your, like getting offended is kind of like you're a pussy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. You have to have thick skin, especially when you're getting fucked up by Craig every day.
Yeah. I see him sometimes in some of these videos on top of you. He's
Yeah.
just smushing you.
Yes. It's fucking terrible, dude. It's crazy the levels there are in jiu-jitsu. Like, I won ADCC Trials, which is like, or West Coast Trials, one of the biggest in the world. And there's people like Nikki Ryan, all my training partners just fucking murder me. Like, and they're just levels above me. Craig Jones can just sit on me all day long and I can't do anything about it. It's kind of terrifying, like how someone can just control you and you can't do anything about it.
It's not just because he outweighs you by 20 pounds, 40 pounds.
I'm sure the weight has a little bit something to do with it, but he's still like really good, like really strong.
Yeah.
Like he's
not
good.
just big, but he's really good. Yeah.
And he's like he wrestles with me. Like, he doesn't even he doesn't heel hook me. Like, I see people in the comments like, oh, obviously JRod's gonna have good leg lock defense. He rolls with Craig. Craig has never gotten into a leg entanglement with me. Like, here or there, maybe if I force a leg entanglement, but he is never trying to do legs with me. Like, he's always trying to wrestle with me. His wrestling is really good for no reason.
And for those of us who don't know, what is when you say wrestling, how is wrestling like? How would you say wrestling is different than jiu-jitsu?
So wrestling is like, Nicky Rod says this. It's like the art of taking someone down, like setting up a good shot and taking someone down. In jiu-jitsu, it's like doing the same thing, but what do you do after you go to the ground? Because in wrestling, you take someone down, you pin them, and that's it. The match is over. In jiu-jitsu, you have to learn how to, advance, learn how to take someone's back, learn how to submit someone in a scenario like that.
That's interesting. I hadn't even thought of it before, but when I had David Taylor on and I was studying him, they were saying that he was I guess there's two kinds. They divide wrestling into two: standing wrestlers and mat wrestlers. And they said that Jordan Burroughs was good on his feet and David Taylor was better on the mat. They called him a mat wrestler. Okay, that's really interesting. And then there are some kids in my kids' jiu-jitsu school who go to the high school to practice wrestling, and I always hear the parents say it's 4 takedowns. So I'm just like connecting the dots. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's good the way you did it? Like, if you had kids and you would you start them off with wrestling before jiu-jitsu, or would you do both at the same time? Or
I think if I wanted them to be good, I would want them to wrestle first. I don't think I would want them cutting weight.
You didn't like that. You don't think that helped you. You don't think that was good for you as a kid.
It's tough, right? Because wrestling in general, like, it's hard, and if you want to be good, you have to be mentally strong. But a part of being very talented and very, very mentally strong in general is cutting weight for some reason. Like, I remember like a night before a competition, night before a match, I'm like 9 pounds over, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go run for 2 hours in the freezing cold. I can't feel my fingertips, and lose this weight. And then every night somehow I would fucking do it. And it's rough, but mentally it makes you so much stronger. Cutting weight does, and the sport in general does, like I said, but I think cutting weight also like makes you stronger.
But yet you wouldn't have your kids do it.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would want them doing it unless I could see them like pursuing a career like I did. But I don't think I would want them doing that.
Right. I don't like the thought of my kids cutting weight either.
Yeah. It's not healthy. It's not, you see some people, like, it just like stunts their growth. They cut so much weight, and then they're just always the same height for the rest of their life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I ate as much as I could, and I never grew past 5'5". Imagine if I had to cut weight, I'd be 5'3". I did hear in another interview David Taylor say that like he spoke about his years as a young man as miserable. Like
Yeah.
because of food. He'd be like, I was miserable for 2 months. And I was like, miserable for 2 months? I was miserable for 5 minutes once.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really difficult. Like if you're like in the position I was, where I was like, I was fortunate enough to I was the best on the team, so I could go whatever weight class I wanted. So I could go like the weight class was like 182, 170, or 160, and I was walking around 185 at the time.
In high school, you were still that big, huh?
Yeah, in high school.
Damn.
Well, this was my senior year. Like I grew a lot throughout the years. My freshman year, I was 100 and I wrestled 126, and then the next year I was 145, and then the next year I was 160, and then the next year I was 170.
So just going through puberty, just going from boy to man.
Yeah. So I grew a lot within those years, but I would like for certifications, which is like, okay, you had to make weight the first time. There's no match or anything, but you still have to make the weight. I was like, okay, I was 160 my junior year, senior. I'm like, I think I could make 160, and I'd probably like be really good at 160. So I made the cut to 160. I thought I was going to die the night before. I couldn't sleep. I went in the sauna the night before to like, I had like an extra pound and a half. I knew I could probably sleep off a pound, but I was like, this half pound is like, I don't want to risk it. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go to the sauna. I went to the sauna with a friend, sat in there for 25, 30 minutes, didn't drop a single like bead of sweat.
I've heard of UFC guys talking about that. That really can happen.
Yeah, it's really scary. And I got out. I got like,
imagine what your body's doing. Imagine the physiological response your body's doing to I refuse to sweat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So after
that's crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy. I drive home. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get some sleep.
Are you spitting at this point too? Like trying to do no? Okay.
No, I was spitting like 2 or 3 days before, but I couldn't spit at that point. It was just cotton mouth. It was just like cotton balls. I was spitting literal cotton. It was disgusting. And I didn't sleep. I slept maybe an hour or two. I was just like, I was so hungry, so dehydrated. And then I make the weight. I made 160, and I was like, I'm never
on the button. On the button.
I think I was like 159.8 or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah.
But I made the weight, and I literally had like, I think 9 or 10 pounds of fluid, like just water, just Pedialyte, stuff like that. Like I was just so hungry. I wasn't even or so thirsty. I didn't want food at the time. And then I was finally hydrated and stuff.
Did it feel good to drink water, or was there like did it just get better from there, or was it rocky?
It was just significantly better after I had the water.
Oh, that's awesome.
It took time to like get the water in me, and like I guess like fucking my body realized like, oh wow, you drank some water, thank God. But
so even though that wasn't for a tournament, you had to do that at the beginning of the year to prove you could do it, and you said fuck it, you never did it again. So you never even wrestled that year at 160.
Yeah, so I never wrestled 160 that year. I made the weight to 160, and then I was like, I'm never doing this ever again. I'm going 170. And then I wrestled 170 throughout that entire year. I was like the 4th seed in at States. I was the 4th seed at States. I was undefeated going into the state tournament. So,
wow. Is your diet pretty clean now?
No, I love peach rings and gummy bears.
What's the word you use? Peach rings?
Peach rings, like the candy. It's got it tastes like a artificial peach. It's got like sugar all over it.
Oh, did you say peach rings?
Yes, peach rings.
Guys up, peach rings. Oh yeah. I probably haven't had those in, I don't know, 10 years, but man, those are amazing.
Yeah, I'm addicted.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any sponsors?
Yeah, I have Level Black. They're a jujitsu company. They're super supportive. Always send me gear whenever I need. Yeah, Level Black's great. I have a few other people talking to me like Submission Nutrition. They're an overnight.
So these guys
Yes.
are your sponsor?
Yeah.
It's a cool website.
Yeah. Their gear is very simple, but I like it. And it's all like really good quality stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey, do those jiu-jitsu shorts don't have pockets, huh?
No.
Yeah, you get shit caught in them. My son plays my kids just basically play tennis, skateboard, and do jiu-jitsu basically, and repeat like every day. But I can't find tennis. I don't like shorts that go past their knees. And all kids' shorts go past their knees, and he needs tennis shorts so he can put balls in his shorts.
Yeah.
But I'd hate shit that goes past my knees. Do you like shit that goes past your knees?
No. I always wear like 5-inch stuff. I want it like mid-thigh level longest. I really don't like when it's too long.
Yeah, the 90s whole like gangster thug movement fucked clothes up.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. What's your other sponsor? I want to look at them.
They're not really a sponsor, but they like send me stuff whenever. Submission Nutrition. They're like an overnight oats company. And their stuff is really good. They it's like,
oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's a BJJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very unique for sure. I like it a lot. Their stuff is really good. My favorite one is either the multi-berry one or the mountain one. I can't.
These dudes are sold out.
Yeah. Their stuff is pretty good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Rolled oats, sliced almonds, hemp seed, raisins, cranberries, apple juice. Oh, they got to take that sunflower oil out. Pumpkin seeds, ground flaxseed. Oh, yeah. This is. There's no sugar in this.
Yeah. Very simple, but it's good.
Yeah, there's no added sugar in this. That's dope. That's not cheap either because they're using good shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. They need to send their nutritionist over to you and clean out your closet full of all the gummies and peach rings. How did you meet your girlfriend?
We met in high school.
And you've been with her. So you're 20. So you've been with her like 5 years.
It's been 3 years. It's about to be 3 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 17.
Yeah.
Wow. And did she trip that you went to Austin?
She'd rather me be here, but it kind of is what it is. You know, I have to pursue this career, and she's doing the same thing. You know, she's going to college for softball. She's going D1 and stuff like that. So
she plays softball.
Yeah.
And she likes boys.
She likes me.
Oh, okay, right, all right. She likes at least one boy.
Yeah.
So she understands. Did you say she's a Division I softball player?
Yeah, she's going D1.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Yeah.
And what position does she play?
She does outfield, like center outfield.
Man, and she's crazy athletic.
Yeah, she can run. She's really good at sprinting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching her? Like,
yeah. I mean, I obviously go for her, so it's cool seeing her and stuff. She's good. It would not be fun watching her if she wasn't good, but she makes it entertaining.
She does.
Yeah.
I love watching humans move. I love watching humans move. All of them. You know what I mean? I like watching TV and watching giraffes run too.
Yeah.
Any movement, human movement's cool, but it's kind of especially cool if you love a chick and then you get to see her like do whatever, work out, run, throw shit, as long as they're not goofballs.
Yeah.
And so I was really surprised how serious that your brother's been in a long, serious relationship too. And that always catches me off guard because as a young man, and he said something actually funny to me. I said, I'm paraphrasing, but I said, at your age, that's all I did was just chase pussy. Like that's all it's just, I was a nut. It's like all I wanted to do. And not I never had any like one night stands, but I was just like I needed girlfriends.
Yeah.
At 20. Like I wanted girlfriends. I wanted to be at a party with the girl. I wanted to be at the beach with the girls.
Yeah.
I wanted to play frisbee with the girls. And I was like, how do you have time to chase girls? And your brother basically looked at me like I was nuts. And he goes, dude, look at me. Does someone like me need to? Would never chase a girl. I don't chase women. Like basically, women chase me. Like he's like the lion who sits on the top of the hill, and the lionesses just roll in. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
I didn't even know that was possible that women could chase you.
Yeah.
But he just has one girl, and I said, does your girlfriend cause you any problems with your goals? And he's like, no. If she did, she wouldn't be my girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it is.
Is it that cut and dry for you too? It's like,
yeah, for sure.
There can be no drama. Like you have to be focused. Each of us have to be focused on our prize.
We're both supportive of each other. You know, it works both ways, and it's good because she's kind of in the same position as I am. She wants to pursue softball in college, and it's not like she's like, oh, she's not that good at softball. She like might get a scholarship or whatever. She's going D1. She's very talented on the field. So as I am on the mat, so it's healthy. We're both supportive. We both watch each other compete. Even if we're not in person, I'll watch. Like there's always like live streams of her games, so I'll watch her stuff. She'll watch my stuff. Yeah.
And what if she texts you? Or you text her and she doesn't get back to you while she's on tournament. Like, do you get angry, or it's like, hey baby, low stress. I just wanted to say hi, good luck. Don't worry about getting back to me. Is it that chill?
No, yeah. We text each other all the time throughout the day. So if we can't text each other back, we know we're busy. We're always like super, like we always talk about what we're doing. There's no like, oh, is he at a tournament? Like she knows I told her I have a tournament this weekend or whatever. So
she might not hear from you for a couple of days, or
not
late
days,
at night.
But like I'll call her at night after everything. We always try to, especially when we're apart, we try to call every day and text throughout the day and stuff like that.
Because when I think of your generation and even the one that came before you, I just think that you guys I imagine that you guys put such high demands on each other for technological communications.
Yeah, I think with that it can be a bit much, just like always texting throughout the day.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like, you guys like we live like 5 minutes away from each other here, so it's like I don't really need a text her. It's just like, hey, come over, and that's it. Like, I was like, oh, I have practice. So okay, come over after practice.
Yeah.
That's really it. But when we're long distance, I think texting more often makes it easier, and calling as well.
Well, do her parents like you?
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't be together this long if they didn't like me.
As your brothers, is there any tension between you and your brother and your brother's ascent like into stardom, or is it admiration and like, yeah, go bro?
No, it's completely healthy. We're super supportive of each other. I wouldn't be living with him if it wasn't for that. You know what I mean? Right. If it wasn't like healthy like it is, I want to follow in his footsteps and all these other guys' footsteps. So it's all like I'm just looking up to these guys. Like these guys are just like athletes and crazy good at what they're doing. You know, it's like you're watching some of the best grapplers in the world. Like this is kind of history. You know what I mean? Like just watching these guys train and stuff, and it's crazy to be a part of it.
Yeah. And the sport seems to be growing through some sort of blossoming, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a plant that struggled for a while. Oh, not struggled, but it was a plant that shot up, and now there's fruit on the tree.
Yeah. So I think it's grown a lot within the past 2 years. Like the sport is rapidly changing, like technique wise and stuff like that, but it's also growing like so much. Especially, I think a lot of people realize how important wrestling is after like JRod winning, taking silver at the last World Tournament. So I'm sure that's got a big part of it, but also, the people, just in general, like people like Gordon Ryan bringing like trash talking into jiu-jitsu. Some people really like that stuff, and it's entertaining for a lot of people. So that's what people want to see, and that's what brings more eyes into the sport. That's what we need.
It's almost when I go to his account, or it's kind of why I was attracted to David Taylor too. There's an honesty to them.
Yeah,
their life's not compartmentalized. Like a lot of like I have like zero respect for I almost have zero respect for anyone who plays in the NFL or the NBA. I think they're complete sellouts. I think that they do more damage to the world than good. Just all that shit. But this sport seems to be more like these are just real dudes.
Yeah. So I think
it's just one character.
Yeah. In this sport, you kind of
like I don't think Gordon Ryan's trying to be.
He's just being himself.
Yeah, he's just being himself. He's abrasive. He's gonna say what he's gonna say.
Yeah, that's the thing with jiu-jitsu. Like you're kind of advertising yourself, and like in a sport as big as the NFL, like these people don't really have to like advertise themselves. Like
right.
they already have these contracts. They're making millions or whatever. But these guys are like, we're just being ourselves. Like
right.
You see people like Hillbilly Hammer. He did crazy good at that one tournament, and everyone loves him, especially after like the post-fight win interview or whatever. He's just being himself. He's like drinking Mountain Dew and stuff like that, and you wouldn't see that from like these NFL guys or whatever. But people being themselves, people like that. Something they can relate to.
That video where he takes that they have on Flow, where he goes back to his trailer park and he's talking to the lady who raised him in that fucked up trailer park situation. Yeah, that shit's just real as shit, right?
Yeah.
If you don't like him, something's wrong with you.
Exactly. You can. If I was, I was happy for the guy when he, winning those few matches he did, and he kind of blew up after that. He got some more matches from Who's Number One, which you can't not be happy for the guy.
When you see someone like that go, he was supposed to go against your teammate, right?
Yeah.
And then what's it's Nicky Ryan?
Yeah, Nicky Ryan.
And then Nicky Ryan had to pull out for an injury, and then he has to go against Gordon. Does everyone in the community know that at this point it's a what's that called when it's like not a real match? Like when Mayweather fought Logan Paul, it's a oh shit, I lost you. All right, fine. Hour and 7 minutes. Wow, Mr. Rodriguez, that's cool. I can't tell you how excited I am now that I've interviewed both brothers. How neat. They're good people, right? Oh, look, he's back. There he is. Let's see.
Just shut off.
Hey. Does everyone know it's like an exhibition match at that point?
I think so.
Or no?
Because a lot of people Gordon Ryan's obviously he's the best in the world. But you saw some people like still saying like, oh, he always has a chance. You saw he had like a little bit of success with him trying to force a leg entanglement, but you can never really like completely like shut someone out from a potential win, but at the same time it's Gordon Ryan. So
when your brother started and he went over to that team, I think the guy's name is Danaher, right? Danaher and Gordon Ryan, and they had some crazy name for the team, didn't they? What was it, like the Killer Squad or Death Squad? Or
Danaher Death Squad.
Danaher Death Squad. Did you ever go over there and train?
No, I never went there and trained. At that time,
I was still in diapers.
Yeah, I was still I was still in high school wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know at that point that your brother had gotten mixed up with like he had fallen into a bag of diamonds? Like, holy cow! Did it hit you like what when he told you that? Were you like what, or did you not know at that point?
I think it's hard to realize the significance to it when you're so new to the sport.
Right.
You know, even
right.
like Nick, it's like maybe he didn't even know what he was gonna do. Like. Yeah, this guy's the best in the world, but like Nick's already training with them, so it's like, what really is the significance of this, and like who else can do this? But as time goes by, you realize like, okay, not everyone is capable of doing what Nick's been capable of. So,
right. So other people could have even been given the opportunity, but they wouldn't have been able to hang. They would have got spit out.
exactly.
Ding. Crazy. Is what's an ideal? Is your situation pretty ideal now?
Yeah, I mean, we train every day. Austin has great food. All I need is food and training. Training's great, food's great. That's about it, you know.
Is there anything that you read like about that? Like, hey, if you want to be great, you have to keep a really minimalist lifestyle. Things can't be complicated. I get one girlfriend, I get one job, and I get one training. And like, you know, like I would hear that about Einstein, that like he had 3 things he liked: violin, physics, and like sailing. You know, and that's it. And like nothing else could come in.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have the energy for it, have at it, you know. But I can only do so much in a day, especially like recovery wise. I'm young, so I can recover pretty fast from a lot of the stuff, a lot of the training. You know, it's I get hurt, not hurt like injury wise, but your body gets sore like a lot. You're trying to kill someone for 45 minutes out of your day every single day, so it's not easy, but
Is the B team it's a place, right?
yeah,
and is it on the first floor?
yeah.
And is there anyone up above you guys?
No.
And in all the videos, it always looks clean. Sometimes the floor looks like someone's trying to build a swimming pool in there, but other than that, it looks like a very clean, like conducive environment for training.
Yeah.
And it's big.
Yeah, mat space is really big. It's probably like, I don't know, like the square footage or whatever, but it's like 3 times the size of the last place I was training at. So, like mat space wise.
And how is it's exploding in popularity, correct?
Yeah.
Is there always how does someone go in there and train? Do you have to sign up on the internet, or do you just walk up to the door, or is there a chance like if you go there won't be room for you?
So usually there's room unless it's like an open mat. If it's like an open mat and there's going to be a lot of people. Like the last open mat they had, I think there was like 100 or 150 people on the mat. It's like, okay, they had to stop accepting people from coming in because there's too much people in the gym. But anyone can walk in, just like drop in. It's a $50 walk-in fee, and I'm not sure how much the membership is, but you have to apply or do a tryout. So you can like have a drop in and be like, hey, I would like to join you guys, and like roll with the guys or whatever. They'll watch your rolls, and if they think you're good, then they'll accept you.
And by good, you don't mean just good at jiu-jitsu. You mean like a fit?
Yeah, yeah. It has to be a healthy fit. They don't want we don't want like weirdos in the gym, like guys, like just in general. We don't want like a bad environment. We don't want like there's some girls that we don't want fucking creeps in the gym,
Right.
So we have to make sure like you're a good person, and obviously you're good at jiu-jitsu, but also what your goal is. Most of the people at B team are competitive. They want to pursue a career in jiu-jitsu. They want to get better at jiu-jitsu. So that's mainly what they're looking for.
Are they in there too? Mill guys, cops? Are there a lot of those or no?
I don't think so that I know that I can think of, but there's honestly so many people it's kind of hard to keep track.
Yeah. Do you ever roll with people you just don't know? Like, do you ever roll with someone you've never seen before, or at this
Yeah.
time do you have your group?
Yeah, so I kind of have like like the people that I'm comfortable with, that I know are safe and I know that are going to push the pace. Um, but also I'd like to, like, if I go in one time, I'll be like, okay, now right now I want to go hard, or like right now I want to go, like, I want to focus on this technique. So usually the people that are dropping in aren't as good as like the guys I'm training with daily. Uh, but yeah, I'll roll with whoever, especially if I see a new face. I'll like to ask them for a roll.
It sounds like with all of the things you're saying too is like, hey, you don't want to roll with someone who's an idiot. You don't want to roll with a new guy who's 280 pounds, who's roided out of his mind, who's accidentally gonna fucking yank your shoulder out of the socket. Is what it comes down to. But then other than that, you're willing to go at it with anybody.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna get injured, it's gonna be in a tournament. It's not gonna be in practice.
Yeah, exactly.
What about when UFC fighters? I had Volkanovski on the show, and I think it was on that show. He told me, did he come over there to the B team? I think he told me that you guys were just getting behind him in the rear naked choke and sinking in as hard as possible, and then they would start the clock and he'd have to get out. Did I hear that right? Or and were you part of that?
I was not a part of that. He might have been there when I wasn't there, because I'll come to Jersey or wherever for like a week or so, here and there. So, but I don't think he's been to B team. Maybe it was when he was training with, because Craig is kind of like his jiu-jitsu coach, his grappling coach.
Craig's in his corner during the fights. It's crazy. He was at the Korean Zombie fight. Yeah.
So maybe he was doing that with Craig. But
okay, I thought maybe your brother had done that too to him. Is that normal? Like, what? Like, will you do that? Will you like let someone sink something in just as deep as possible? And then, okay, time to get out.
So if we're like drilling, we'll do that. But it's kind of hard to do that during live. I actually went to sleep. Like, we were drilling a guillotine escape. It's on my Instagram. We were drilling a guillotine escape, and I have like my own way that I normally escape, but Nicky Ryan is showing this way. I'm like, okay, this has to be like you can never guillotine Nicky Ryan, so this is like the way to do it. So I'm like,
where is it? Is it how far down is it?
It might be keep scrolling. Yeah, it's a little bit further down. It's like one of the shitty like security footage videos.
Okay, go on. You can keep talking if you want.
Oh, it's there. The middle one?
This one.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me get in on this. And literally the first escape I tried doing, I immediately go to sleep. And then Nicky Rod's there rubbing my belly. And they're all laughing at me.
And who did that to you?
It was it was Ethan's little brother.
And why didn't you tap? You didn't even know?
I don't know if I tapped or not, but it just came on so fast. It was too fast for me to tap, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look how sweet your brother is.
Yeah.
And who's the guy who's lifting your legs?
That's Damian Anderson. That's the guy that took third at West Coast Trials.
Oh, I love seeing that. Your brother rubbing your stomach, another guy quickly lifting up your legs. I mean, they give a shit. People give a shit.
Yeah. Like I said, it's healthy. They're laughing at me, but they're there to fucking put blood back into my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
I went out
that's
really fast.
That's just okay. And is that the only time you've ever gone out?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep. It's crazy to go out fucking drilling like that. It came on so fast. I had no clue.
Wow. And that guy obviously knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's good.
Wow, crazy. And I think I saw in one of your matches this past weekend or at the ADCC you put someone to sleep, right?
I didn't put anyone to sleep. I think I saw a video of one of the Tackett brothers putting someone to sleep.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that was it. It was in some highlight. Some
Yeah.
highlight reel. I
Yeah,
saw some dude
he
go.
put someone to sleep. Yeah.
Was it the blonde haired dude who did it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's Andrew Tackett. He's a fucking stud.
Yeah, he looked pretty. He didn't make it though, right?
No, he actually lost to Damien. They had a really close fight.
Yeah, and he seemed like a great sport about it too.
Yeah.
He seemed like a cool dude. Did
Yeah.
you know him?
Yeah. So we trained a long time ago. Once when Nick was on like tour before a B team was at Texas and stuff. And then we're actually both on the Flow Grappling has Who's Next. They have a reality TV show coming out, and he's on it. So we got to talk and stuff there. So we know each other, we follow each other and stuff like that.
Do you like doing the media with Flow Grappling? Do you like the media, or is it kind of like a necessary pain in the ass?
It's cool. I mean, I like the attention is good for me as an athlete and stuff. So I don't mind.
Someone has a question down here. The comments are going nuts. What does Jay think of Dylan Danis? I've been watching UFC for years. I watch it every Saturday like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I only know this guy's name because he just from like shit like where he's like in the back of a truck like throwing coke at someone or he's like I think he was with Conor McGregor when Conor McGregor got in some fights. So that's the only reason why I know his name. Is this guy a real fighter?
He's a Jujitsu guy that transitioned into MMA.
Okay.
I think he fought like a few nobodies and just like talk shit online for like years now. It's been a while since he's fought, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think I like him. He just talks shit all the time, but has like nothing to like back it up really.
We have to see him perform.
Yeah.
We have to see him perform. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, he's got a blue check mark. I think I've actually asked him to come on the podcast before. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. It's pictures of him with like Mayweather and Conor McGregor and
yeah.
Okay. Well, shit, I hope it's working for him. Oh, he got chubby.
Oh, did he?
A little bit, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, looks like he had surgery. All right. Well, hey, dude, I really, really appreciate you coming on. Awesome. When is the ADCC event?
September. I don't know when it's in September, but September.
Okay, so it's a ways off.
Yeah.
Will you compete at all between now and then?
Yeah, I have something coming up. It'll actually be in Philly. I'll be on Fury. Yeah, I'll be on Fury Grappling.
And that's on UFC Fight Pass.
I believe so.
Oh, do you know the date on that?
May 28th.
And do you know who you're going against?
No, I don't know.
Does anyone know? If I look it up right now, will it tell me?
Maybe I might not be allowed to say though, so I don't know.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And did that come up? Did you get that gig because you won the ADCC trials?
Yeah, I had some people come offer me fights like immediately after.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for you.
Thank you.
I can't wait till you get a fat sponsor. Man, you and your brother are so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, and more than just you're doing well, you're just good dudes. And people need to just know good dudes. It seems like that whole team and all the video, like you're just it's healthy environment for boys.
Yeah.
It's healthy man environment.
Yeah.
So it's cool. All right, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you giving me access. You've been great in the text, and I'll stay in touch and keep bugging you. And like it usually takes me 5 texts to get a response from your brother, and I don't mind. So I know you guys are busy, so don't ever feel like you have to respond, but I'll be bugging the shit out of you.
It's all good.
All right, dude. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. See you around.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Woo! That's a good dude. 20 years old. Is that how old he said he was? I want to show you guys something. I think it's over here in the YouTube comments. Oh, maybe I should save it for a live call-in show. All right. Maybe I'll save it for live call-in show. Wow. The Con Porter show is doing great. People really like that show. All right, guys. Thank you so much. So tomorrow I go on the road. I do not like leaving my house. I cannot stand leaving my house. I'm such a homebody. And by leave my house, I mean I just don't like to leave within 50 miles of here. Farthest I like to go is like maybe Dave's house or Greg's house. Go to Aromas. But I'm hitting the road. So the next 2 weeks are going to be a little weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh man, did you see in the did you see, Gabe, that in the newsletter that went out, we put the wrong link to Paper Street Coffee? Fucking rookie hour over here. Well, it was our first newsletter. If you guys signed up for it and you didn't get it, it's because it went to your spam. There's something we did that made it all go to spam. Talk shit online, Sevan. I don't know what that means. Go to Josh's house. Is that when the camp is? I will be down there in that area, which is kind of funny. Yeah, Miranda's been so nice. She said I could come on Sunday, I think, or something. You did not receive the newsletter. Melissa, just check your spam. It's got to be in there. I think it went straight to my spam. I think that's how I know that. All right, guys. Oh yeah, I was gonna look and see what we're doing tomorrow. What's the plan? Oh, we're gonna be on tonight. Tonight I'm coming on with Brian. Oh, it's not on the calendar. I better tell Susan to put that on the calendar. Can you put tonight on the calendar, Susan? You did get yours, Corey? All right. Why in the newsletter it pushes subscribe, but we are already subscribed. So basically, since we're just launching, I want that subscribe button. So if you forward it to someone, that they just see subscribe just right up in their shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping you forward it to 1,000 of your closest enemies. And okay, so tonight we have a show, but good question, Adam. And then tomorrow I travel. So tomorrow's Good Friday and Passover. I don't even know what that is. And then the 16th, I don't have anyone scheduled. The 17th, I'm supposed to do live from Ukraine, but I better call Yevgeny and tell him that's going to be so hard. Oh man, shit's gonna get weird. Okay. I'm going to figure this out. We have tons of amazing guests lined up in the queue. I just haven't scheduled them yet. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm getting like so anxious. I got to pack up like so much of my shit and take it on the road with me. Not this shit, but I got like a backup system too. I wish you guys could see this system. I wonder if there's a way I could show you where I sit. I should take a picture and post it. Sunday's my birthday. I need a birthday show. Sevan will be making fun of people from the hotel lobby again. Oh yeah, I forgot about that show. You're going to cancel on the, I don't know if cancel. It would be a dick move. I might do a dick move. I have potential to be a dick. I was thinking more I reschedule. Oh God, there's so much funny shit. Speaking of dick moves, I want to show you guys. I need to do another live call-in show. Show you all these silly videos that I've been getting. Anyway, okay, bye. Love you guys. Have a good day. And I will see you guys this evening with Mr. Brian Friend. I've invited Angelo too, but